Knosk is a secondary school in the heart of a small local community, Kuje, located in the outskirts of the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. It requires each student to pay 100 Naira a day for a full learning experience of basic subjects. This program is designed to help the less privileged and poor families who cannot afford to pay the fees. The school was founded by Kingsley and Irene Bangwell.
For us to admit a child into this school, number one, they have to come from a low-income family. Number two, they have to be intelligent. We don't expect Einstein-level intelligence, but they have to be able to, they should have some literacy and numeracy skills because we're a secondary school. That means we're not teaching kids how to read here. And then thirdly, they should want to go to school. So that's the combination for us.
Person who stayed close by our house told my mom about this Knosk 100 Naira a day school. So my mom said maybe she should try it. So my mom came to this school and asked about the school. She enrolled me, I wrote the exam, and I successfully passed. So I get admission into the school.
A woman came to the school and started sharing it for us, and I also collected it because I'm interested. When I reached home, I showed my dad and filled the form, and I got the examination.
As my mom heard about the 100 Naira a day school, she was like, this school is gonna be a good school for my son, and she just put me in the school to just continue going.
The Knosk school is not your average institution for education. Rather, it is an institution of hope for the children who thought the opportunity of a better future was in the rear view. Most of the students come from families of traders who live hand to mouth every day and struggle to put their children through basic education. Parents pay only 6,000 Naira per term or 18,000 Naira a year. People have the opportunity to sponsor students every term up until graduation. It keeps children who would otherwise join their parents to hustle off the streets and in classrooms where they belong.
My mom, she's a trader, while my dad is a farmer. The 100 Naira a day school has helped my parents by also pay my brother's school fees and mine, because it's a low-income family and they give lunch, sanitary pad monthly for the girls, and free uniform and free books.
It has helped me a lot. Like, I finished my school, I was not able to go to another school because of money. So my parents get to know about this Knosk 100 Naira a day school. That is a charity school. So I enrolled into this school and it's helping me a lot.
My dad is actually a farmer and my mom is an assistant in a private hospital. We're paying 100 Naira a day, and then from there we are getting lunch, school uniforms, sportswear, books, and monthly they do give female parts to female students. This is helping my parents because actually when my parents get their monthly, like my mom, when she gets her monthly salary, it's that 100 Naira is more like, okay, she'll just give the 100 Naira so I can go. It's easy for my mom because other schools are paying more than 100 Naira, but here she's paying 100 Naira. So at least, even if she collects her salary, the money she'll pay here is not much like the one we do pay in other schools like in this community.
My junior sister is paying 25,000 Naira for her school fees, but for me, they're paying 100 Naira a day. So it has reduced money that they are using to pay my school fees. It has reduced it.
My mom sells provision in the front of our house. Her childhood friend told her about the school, and so she decided to register me. They don't take too much school fees from my mom, and my mom is somehow purchasing the school every day. Like, anytime I come back from school, she'll like welcome and that.
The 100 Naira status, in fact, it has really helped me because, without this breakdown, I don't know whether my child will be in this school. Because when you go to other private schools, they will be calling thousands. In fact, I don't know where to start, but I really thank God. It's a great privilege having this school, having this organization. In In fact, it's really wonderful, and God will bless the organization. What they are benefiting in the school is more than even the thousands or 50,000 or 70,000 other private schools are collecting. In fact, the school is really wonderful.
Knosk prides itself in a method of learning called action learning. At the Knosk, through action learning, they diminish the focus on note copying and emphasize explanations, interactions, and doing activities to deepen learning. So in essence, they focus more on hands-on and personalized learning methods tailored to the students' needs. These are children who are used to a generic and monotonous style of teaching, so action learning is a great improvement from what they would normally get.
I teach agricultural science and KB, call it Knox Entrepreneurship Study. Since it's action learning, so we don't just teach the normal teaching style. So while teaching, we observe. We give them time to talk. We give them, there's what we call lesson participation, activities. So no child is left behind. So we try as much as we can to carry everybody along. So that again helps you identify a child who is struggling or who is having challenge or who is backward, because others are contributing and then this one is not. You are now picking interest in that child.
There is this rapport between us that a student could actually ask you questions even outside class, could ask you a personal questions. So we have this rapport with them, and then even the management, they try to make our work easy, providing us with learning materials, resources that will enable us to teach very well, and we are not under pressure. We are not pressurized. So my experience here have been wonderful and amazing. It's not just like any other school, it's a vision, like solving the problems of families, especially children from low-income families who sometimes are given out to marriage at a early age, or sometimes don't even have hope at all to go to a good school. So giving them such opportunity to be here, it's something that got me. Like, I was like, wow, 100 Naira a day as peace. And then it made me feel that I'm actually doing like what God wants me to do. Classes have been interesting, like going to classes that they're always expecting me to come and teach us how to do this, how can we do this and do that. So
all the teachers are actually good. They do teach to the level that I do understand. And even if I don't understand, I ask questions and they give me feedback. Learning is actually cool here because we have some learning materials like the computers and science lab for science students, and also art is actually going on for those that want to be art students.
When they teach and you don't understand, you indicate so that the teacher could go back to where you don't understand and explain it for you.
Before I came to the Knosk school, I cannot read, but now I can read and I can identify some words and spell on my own. When they are learning and you don't understand something, you can ask them and they will tell you, but in our school, they will not allow you. The teacher will just maybe punish you when you are disturbing them, but 100 Naira a day school will restart it and explain it clear for you again.
Since I came to the school, I started learning mathematics well.
It is evident that without this school and their partners, a lot of the enrolled students would not have gotten the opportunity to get quality education. The Knosk 100 Naira a day school is proof that there is hope for the children of our generation to make the country better in the coming years. Knosk can also be referred to as a charity foundation because it relies on the donations of the public, companies, and other institutions.
So we have families, I know kids off the top of my head, who paid 2,000 Naira when they were starting in September 2019. Now, the fee is 100 Naira a day. Some parents decide to pay weekly, 500 Naira a week, 2,000 Naira a month. So that family paid 2,000 at the point of resumption. And they haven't paid anything ever since. This is about 9 terms later. their kids are in school. In fact, some of them got new sets of uniform at the beginning of this school year, partly because it is not their parents' monies that keep them in school.
I'm grateful to the Knosk 100 Naira a day school. Without them, I could not be in school. Maybe I could be selling somewhere else.
Without the school, my education could have been affected because my dad was just like, he don't have any money to take me to the nearby school because the little farm he's doing now, they have already collected it, so it was just a bike man and a bike now.
Their parents pay 100 Naira a day to be here, which is 6,000 Naira a term. But what it costs us to give books, uniform, lunch, the girls getting sanitary pads is 66,000. So what that does is we have other people co-sponsoring them. So someone can decide to co-sponsor a child for 100 Naira a day as well. That comes to 6,000 Naira a term, 2,000 Naira a month. So depending on the amount people are coming to sponsor them with, they get updates that, oh, your child has gotten a sponsor and everything. One time we had an embassy come pay for 25 girls for a whole term. So they got that break that term, and you know, even during COVID, we knew that many of them were hungry at home, and so we tried to, another school partnered up with us to send food baskets to them. And when we can extend help to them, even though our primary constituency is ensuring that the kids are in school. To show how much of work goes into this, many of the kids here don't have a sponsor. So, but whether they have a sponsor or not, their learning is not interrupted. We have an online sponsors form. So if someone said they want to sponsor a child, we'll send them a link to the form. On the form, they tell us how much they're willing to support a child per term. They tell us whether they want to make that donation on a termly basis or on a monthly basis. They tell us, they give us like the demographic they're interested in. It could be a female, it could be male. They can say they want the child of a widow, an orphan, a single parent. They kind of tell us, they also tell us what academic things kind of interest them. Some people say they want a child that has artistic flair. Some people say they want a child that loves tech. Some people say they want a child that is excelling at school. And some people say they want a child that is struggling. And so we say all is in the form. And so after the person fills the form, we use that and we send them the dossier of a child or children that they can choose from. And then we send them school fees, payment information, and then the relationship begins. And on a termly basis, on a midterm and termly basis, they get the children's report sheet. So like midterm, we have midterm report. So we send them to the sponsors. The children take some copies to a copy to their parent and a copy to the sponsor. So sponsors get details on the children's performance on a midterm and end of term basis.
The Knosk school has an extremely bright future ahead, with plans of expansion of infrastructure already underway, which in turn will enable them to take in more students. This all depends on their ability to draw in more donations and make more partnerships with international organizations.
I feel like Nigeria will never know what she's capable of until we give poor kids quality education. We would never know what gifts and talents that they have. When a child finishes from the Knosk 100 Naira a day school in SS3, we want them to be able to have a skill, a livelihood skill that they can start life with and earn money from. We don't know if they will all go to university, but we want it to be impossible for them to fail. I want to read about them in papers because I know there's so much in poor kids, not poor kids, in every human, regardless where life begins for them.